Every challenge coin holds a story. The unit, the deployment, the handshake it was pressed into your palm with. But stories fade unless someone saves them. Allcoin lets you digitize your coins and the stories behind them, a lasting record of what your service meant and who you served it with. Preserve your story free at allcoin.brav.co because your service is worth remembering.
Woo! Welcome to the Lost Art Project, everybody. I'm so excited today. I'm going to be interviewing Kasey Slaton from the Air Force, and I just want to say I'm here. As you know, I'm supporting my husband, the Marine who's now guarding the gates of heaven, Dana Bruce Galvin. So without further ado, I want to welcome Kasey Slaton. Welcome. How's your day been going so far, Kasey?
Hi, Dee. Thanks for having me. My day is going pretty great. Thank you.
Nice. So I guess we'll just start off with, where you grew up, where you're born, and all that good stuff.
Yes, ma'am. So I actually was born in Thailand, but I was raised in Chicago, Illinois. And so that's where my whole childhood was. In the suburbs of Chicago. I had a wonderful childhood, honestly, but I knew I just wanted to do more for my country. So that kind of, when I turned 18, I was like, that's something I really wanted to do. So, and plus it offered, so leading right into it, it offered, the education benefits, the traveling and all that stuff. And that was something I really wanted to do. So, yeah.
Awesome. So after you growed up, and what made you join the Air Force?
So the Air Force to me was, out of all the branches, I just thought it was the best option for me. And so I met with like different recruiters, but the Air Force recruiter was the one that was just like, you know what, I just feel like this is the branch that is meant for me. And also, so in high school, and unfortunately I wasn't able to do it. I wanted to, but I just missed the deadline. Anyways, long story short, I didn't get to do ROTC through my high school. And they did like an Air Force one. And I was like, man, like the Air Force is like super cool. So I don't know, just a part of me always was like, yeah, the Air Force is the way to go. So yeah.
Nice. I love it. And did you say you had a family of military too, right? Earlier when we were offline, right?
So I have my husband's family. So my spouse's family. I actually am the very first one out of my family to join the military. Yeah, it's crazy because I'm the only girl. So I have 4 brothers, but my parents are foreigners, so they did not join, but they are like citizens themselves now, like in they're U.S. citizens and whatnot. But my brothers, they just had different plans. But for me, I was just like, you know what? I just feel like this is, I don't know, it was just meant for me. It was meant for something. I really wanted to do it.
I love it. So how did you enjoy boot camp? What was that like for you?
Boot camp was interesting. Not my favorite time in the world, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Fortunately, it was, definitely an experience. So I actually got there a day late. But I think in hindsight, that actually worked out. Yeah, something happened with my paperwork that they were like, hey, unfortunately, you can't start today. You're gonna have to start tomorrow. But I feel like that worked out for me because I guess like the hardest day was like that very first day, like when the drill instructors were what we call like TIs or MTIs in the Air Force. The military training instructors were especially like brutal like that first day. And so I was lucky enough to come in the middle of the night. And so I didn't have to endure that, fortunately. But yeah, it was an experience. I was lucky to be part of a band flight. which was different, but I enjoyed it so much actually, because I had never played an instrument or anything before in my life. But they're like, it's okay. They're like, we'll just have you, do cymbals, because we always need a cymbal player. So I was like, okay, yeah, like let's do it. I'm willing to learn it. And so, I mean, it was a fun experience to be able to, to do that and to be able to perform and do all those things like while in boot camp. So yeah.
That is so awesome. You know that our CEO of the Lost Art Project was a band person in the Marines.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's going to love this. This is
I
awesome.
love that. Yeah, it was a really great experience. I'm so glad. Well, as far as the band stuff goes,
yeah,
it was definitely, honestly, a life-changing experience. I'm really glad I went through boot camp, because it was something I felt like at the time, like I needed. And so it was just truly, I don't know, to me, it just meant a lot. And so I'm glad, like I was so proud of myself when I was like done. I was like, I did it, so it was great.
I love it. That is, I love that story. And so how was your military training? What was that like?
So initially, like tech school is what we call it. And so I became a medic. So I was a medical assistant, was the job, that was chosen for me, and which was great. I came in open general, which essentially just meant like they could put me in almost anything. But I met with a counselor during basic, and he was super nice to me, and he was like, you know what? He's like, I feel like medical is the way to go, if that's something you're interested in. And so he guided me towards that. And yeah, I loved it. I enjoyed my time being a medic. It was definitely very rewarding. Definitely something I'll never forget. But the training itself, my initial training was like 4 months long. And it was out of Shepherd Air Force Base, Texas. Not much to do in Wichita Falls, Texas, but I was underage at the time, so it didn't matter really to me. But no, it was a good time. Met a lot of friends. My classmates learned a whole lot. It was great. It was a really fun time.
You said you were underage, so how old were you when you joined?
I was 19. So I had
underage
joined
for drinking.
Yeah, underage for drinking, underage for doing anything, because that's all they didn't really have much out there. So, and a lot of the things that they did have, you had to be over 18 for, or over 21 for. And so I was like, oh, well, couldn't really partake in any of that stuff, but it was fine. I mean, I just focused on just hanging out with friends and, studying and whatnot.
Yeah.
But got to do some shopping. So that was something.
And it kept you focused on your career probably more. So I heard you say you didn't choose your what do they call it in the Air Force? It's not MOS. It's called something else, right?
AFSC.
I have to remember that. AFSC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Air Force specialty code.
You said they chose it for you. And that's interesting to me, because I remember my husband saying he met with some guys at the cigar circle, whatever, and they helped him to decide what the best choice was, and then he chose.
Yeah. So they basically, when I met with the counselor, so there was 8 options that I could choose. And so there was 8 options, but he was like, honestly, for you, he's like, since it sounds like you'd be interested in healthcare, maybe after retirement, afterwards, or if you decide to get out, he's like, I feel like healthcare is the way to go. He's like, I would do this. And so I just listened to him, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And so,
God, you got good guidance. Thanks for clarifying that for me. That's interesting. I love that.
Yeah, of course.
So what about your duty stations? Which ones you go to? What was that like?
Yeah. So after that, so I actually had 2, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, but I had, so there was the tech school training that was in Shepherd Air Force Base, Texas, in Wichita Falls. But then we had a part 2. And so where we had what they call the on-the-job training. And so where I worked at an actual hospital, and that was in Omaha, Nebraska. So I was assigned to Offutt Air Force Base, Nebraska. And that was fun, because it was it happened right after Christmas. And so, and my dad and I decided we were just going to drive there, because they let us go home for Christmas and for New Year's, which was awesome. So it was literally just shortly after, and then we did the drive, and we got caught up in a snowstorm. And so it blizzard the day that it got there, and it didn't leave until the day that I left.
No.
That was, I feel the weather there wasn't the best. But the experience overall, like working in the hospital and everything was great. It had wonderful mentors and preceptors and everything. So it was definitely a fun experience. It was just different with the blizzard. I wasn't used to that coming from Texas, especially at the time. And we didn't really have blizzards like too much, at least at that time, like in Chicago. So yeah, it was just, it was interesting for sure, but it was fun. And we all got to stay in the dorms that was like, connected to the dining facility, and we made like extra friends. It was great. It was a good time.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I heard you guys have the best food. My husband always told me that.
I only know the Air Force food, so I feel like
I
always liked their food, right? So
yeah.
I always enjoyed all the dining facilities.
You didn't know any better.
Didn't know any better. Yeah.
My husband said he got the scraps. Sorry.
Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. Well, I hope it got better, at least like whenever he deployed or anything like that. Like sometimes they had good food at the deployed sites, but most of the time I would say, yeah, probably not. But sometimes they'd have like steak and shrimp, nights or things like that. Those
you guys had that?
Well, at the deployed locations, we had that, but only like on certain nights. Like it wasn't like every night or anything like that. It'd be like once a week or something like that. But that was good. The rest was, I mean, it was what it was. It fed you, so
yeah,
it was good enough at least. So it wasn't that bad.
Maybe it depends on the muscle, yeah.
But to answer your question, so after, I'm sorry. Keep interrupting you. After Offutt Air Force Base, I was just going to say that I got stationed back in Texas, actually. So I went from Lackland just being down the road. So I initially started my career there. Obviously, boot camp was there. I don't know if you know that, but it's where it all begins for us Air Force folks. And then, but I got stationed at Randolph, which is a smaller base over there. And so it was nice though. I was there for 4.5 years or so. And then I got deployed to Qatar or Qatar. Some people say it. So that's out of Al Udeid Air Base. And then I learned there that I had orders to Korea. And so immediately coming back from my deployment, I only had like just a couple of months to get everything ready to go. So for me to leave for Korea. And that was a wonderful experience. I had the best time as far as like, I had the best camaraderie there because it was just such a small base I was stationed at, it was called Kunsan Air Base. And it was just such a small place. And so like everybody was just friends with everybody. So it was really great. And then I got orders to Germany after that. And so I went to Ramstein Air Base, Germany, was there for 4 years, loved it. And so I stayed, my initial tour was supposed to only be 2 years. And so I decided to extend and do another 2 years because I just absolutely loved my time there. And then from there, I went to Turkey, but Germany is where I met my husband, by the way. We'll circle back to that later, but I went to Incirlik Air Base, Turkey. And from Turkey, I went to J-Bear, Alaska, which is a joint base, Elmendorf-Richardson, Alaska. Was there for 5.5 years or so. And then my last official assignment was out of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base out of Dayton, Ohio. And then now we are near Luke Air Force Base, Arizona. And so we decided to retire out here. But yeah, those are all the places that I was officially assigned, and Luke were unofficially assigned, but where I belong to now, essentially.
I love it. I appreciate your recap. You're very prepared, and I appreciate that. What did I miss the year that you started, and then what was the year you ended, just to get like a little window?
Yeah, no worries. So I started in the year 2004. And so I joined May of 2004, and I officially ended my last day in the Air Force was September 30th of 2025. So I'm coming up on a year.
Wow. Thank you for your service. That's a good long time. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, of course. Just a little over almost 22. It's like 21 and a half. But.
Yeah. Sweet. So when you said you went on a tour, that's a deployment, correct?
Yeah. So I had a few different, so they had like in the Air Force, so yeah, there's a deployment tour, but there's also like short tours. And so like Korea was considered a short tour. And then you get like a follow-on base, which for me, it was Germany. And then Turkey was also a short tour, and then I got Alaska out of that. So, but as my follow-on assignment. But yeah, so I was overseas for most of the time. They consider Alaska overseas, and so that was great for me. Like I loved it, and from the financial aspect as well, it was wonderful. So,
Nice.
but yeah, definitely got to see a lot of really cool places. So loved it all.
Do you want to share anything about being a woman in the military before I go to the next question? I don't want to miss out on that. Like, how was that?
Honestly, I truly have enjoyed being a woman in the military. It's been so great for me. And I might have just been one of the few lucky ones, but my leadership has always been, for the most part, just like absolutely incredible. I've, had multiple pregnancies while I was in, and like everybody was always just supportive, so it was just, I don't know. I never really had any issues. I've been really lucky, and a lot of my leadership were females too. So in the Air Force, there's definitely a lot. I was worried about that because initially I didn't know how that was going to be. But in the Air Force, I would say, I don't know, statistically speaking, if this is true, but for me, it just seems like the Air Force has the most amount of women probably in that branch. I don't know about, for the other branches, but there was definitely a good amount of women. So I felt comfortable. I felt really good. And so there was definitely a sisterhood. And so like, there's still a bunch of women that my best friend lives down the street, and she was also in the Air Force and she retired out here as well. So it's great. It's just great to have those relationships and just, it's like lifelong. It's amazing. I love it. But yeah, being a woman in the Air Force was wonderful for me anyways.
Well, there you go. I'm glad you shared that. If any young people are watching that are women and they want to be in an environment like that, you've just given them some information. So thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, please do.
Yeah. And then, so how many kids did you have in the military? I heard you said multiple pregnancies.
So we have 5 total. So I have 2, they are my stepchildren. And so they are like, our oldest, she's about to turn 18 here in like 2 months. And then we have our second oldest, he'll be 16 in December. And so they're my 2 stepkids. And then I have my husband and I have 3 between us. And so we have a boy, he is about to be 11 in December, and we have a girl, she just turned 8. And our youngest, he's 6. So yeah.
Hey, can you do me a favor and give a quick message to your kids and family since this is being recorded? I like to do that if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, yes. Hi, Kenzie, Maddox, Jack, Eliana, and Asher. If you guys are seeing this, love you guys. Even though they're here in the house, but still love you guys.
They might get to watch this someday when they really want to. So I like to do that. This is recorded forever. So it's a little thing for them. Any other messages for your kids before we go to the next question? Anything at all?
I was just going to say, I love you guys. I'm proud of you. Like already, regardless, you all are doing amazing things. And if you all decide to join the Air Force, your dad and I, we have your back. So love you guys very much.
Oh, thank you, Kasey, for that.
Yeah, of course.
And so what was it like leaving the service for you?
It was different. It was not bad, different. It was just, it's just all of a sudden you're a civilian. You don't have, like, it's just different. Like, you don't have to answer to anyone anymore. You don't have like these things, these deadlines that are due, like just, there's so many, it goes from like, you're having like so much and like all these things that you have to do to like nothing. Like, it's just kind of, it was a little crazy there for a little bit. But I was fortunate enough. So I did like a skill bridge program. And I don't know if you're familiar with SkillBridge, but essentially what it is, it's a thing that you could do like the last 6 months, up to 6 months of your last time in the military. So like before you transition out, like up to the last 6 months, you could use that time to go through like a company or something to kind of help with a transition to civilian life, like a little easier. And I did mine through this company. It's called the 7 Eagle Group, and they were just amazing, just so amazing. And they provided so many like resources and like anything and everything to like help you with the transition process. And then so you're there. And so like I would meet with like my classmates, because you meet like online. And so you have others with you that are going through the same process as you, essentially. So it was nice to have that, to have like other people that you could, now you're friends with, and now you're networking too. And so it was just great to, to be kind of like in it, like together, and to have like, I don't know, those friendships. And for me, I felt like it was nice to have that before I like officially transitioned out, because at least I had the resources and all the things. But yeah, it still was, regardless, it was different. Like the day that I got my retirement ID card, I was like, oh my gosh, like it's real. It's just crazy. But it's been great. It really has been. It's just
So can you tell me the name of that place one more time for people that are watching? That sounds like a really great organization.
Yeah, so they're called the Seven Eagle Group. And it's mostly like an online platform, like a virtual platform. And they have like speakers that come and they like speak to you. They answer like questions. They have like big name companies that come. And if they're hiring or anything, they'll, let you know and let you know what you need to do if you want to, be hired by that company, or at least they just give you like good advice. And a lot of them were like veterans themselves. And they just kind of talked about, like their experience and like how things kind of went like for them. And so that was very helpful as well. So yeah, it's very nice. It was, definitely a wonderful organization for sure.
I'm glad you got to be a part of that. And thanks again for sharing for folks, because I never heard about it before. So I hope people can utilize that, for their transition. That's a hard time. It kind of reminds me for a little spot for a plug. The Lost Art Project really believes in the Till Valhalla project, for.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we support them a lot. We like to plug them and buy a shirt. Go to their website, buy a shirt. I got a bunch of shirts there. I don't know if I got this shirt there, but I got a bunch of shirts from them, veteran support shirts, and just to support the cause so they can help veterans who are not doing so well with the transition, and some don't make it right. They say the biggest battleground is not in the service. Sometimes it's when you get out.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. So I'm glad you talked about that organization. I'm going to cry. I'm going to try not to cry. And that's why we support the one that we support as well, because whatever we can do. I know some other Air Force folks I interviewed over the last 2 weekends, the married couple mentioned a combat veterans, a motorcycle group that helps as well for combat veterans specifically. So there's great stuff out there. And I just hope people can take advantage of that stuff. If they don't like one group, they can try another, whatever helps them with their transition,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There are so many wonderful organizations out there. It's just, if one doesn't fit, try another one for sure, because there's definitely a lot of wonderful organizations trying to help those, especially transitioning, so it's amazing. I love it. I just love like the atmosphere, just like the environment of like just making sure that we're all taking care of one another, especially like veterans. Like I absolutely love that. So yeah, it's been amazing for sure.
Do you know any other groups? You said you mentioned some other ones. If there's ones we haven't heard of that our listeners might want to hear, I'd love to share.
I have like a list of groups. I'll have to send them to you, honestly.
Yeah.
During like at the Seven Eagle Group, they provided a ton of resources, and I know I like wrote them all down, and so I'll have to find it for you, and I'll send it to you, because there's a bunch out there for sure that's always ready and willing to help veterans for sure. So yeah,
I bet thank you. I bet our CEO, if he hasn't already done that, he could add to it with your list for our website. That'd be awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
So that was your experience for leaving the service. You got a job from those people, the Golden Eagle, right? Is that what it's called?
Seven Eagle.
Sorry.
Close enough. No, you're fine.
I'm sorry. The Seven Eagle project.
The Seven Eagle Group. Yeah, they're amazing. So I actually worked with them for a little bit. So they kind of helped me with that. And so for me, I'm pursuing my master's degree currently. So I just finished my bachelor's degree and I'm pursuing a master's in counseling. But in the meantime, I love looking at houses and anything with houses. And so I decided that I wanted to maybe go like the real estate way, just to kind of see like, if it's not for me, then it's not for me. But so right now I'm actually studying for real estate exams. And I actually have my test next week. So hopefully I'll be a real estate agent here real soon. But yeah, so that was just something while I just, finished my bachelor's, now pursuing that real quick before my master's program. It starts on the 24th of September. So I have some time to like really focus on this. And then, hopefully it's something, because my master's program is going to be a little bit, it's going to take a couple of years. So hopefully I really get to enjoy, real estate and stuff in the meanwhile, but yeah, very excited.
So you're going to be doing real estate in Arizona in the what area?
So it's in the Phoenix area. So
Phoenix.
I live in the West Valley. So there's East Valley and
Okay.
West Valley, but I would help both. I would travel a lot to Gilbert in the East Valley or Chandler or what have you. But yeah, also help people find homes here in the West Valley. There's a ton of homes right now. It's just growing so much here in the Phoenix area. And so I just foresee real estate being like a huge thing out here for at least a little while for sure. So I'm excited. I love when we purchased our home here. It was such an exciting process. Like I loved every bit of it. I was like, you know what? I feel like that might be something I need to explore. So, but yeah, so after I finished with the Seven Eagle Group for a little bit, I kind of focused on school. I really wanted to finish my bachelor's degree. And now I really want to focus on the real estate and then, get started with my master's and be well on my way.
So you heard that, listeners. If you need to buy a house and someone can help you with your VA loan, go to Kasey Slaton in the greater Phoenix area. Sounds like she covers the west and the east side. So I'm giving you your little plug. Don't forget Kasey Slaton.
Thank you.
Real estate needs in Phoenix, Arizona area.
Thanks, Miss Gay. Appreciate you.
No problem. So our next topic was life after service. You've been talking about that. So, I mean, you got your plan set up. So I think, did you want to add anything about that one before I move on?
Oh, well, I was just going to say it has been quite nice. I've never had the time before to be able to like take my kids like to school and like to actually do the parent pickup and drop off. Like I've never been able to do that. It's like they've always had to go in before and after care type of stuff, type of programs, because we had to be at work at a certain time and had to stay there until a certain time, and so it was just really nice to be able to partake in like field trips and to be able to I'm like part of what they call the PTSA here. It's like the PTA or PTO and like other areas of the nation, but yeah, here it's like the parent teacher student association, but I've never been able to join that really. And so it's been nice to be able to be like a part of it and like to do like things like that. So I always wanted to do stuff like that. So it's been really great. I love it.
That's awesome. This is going to be so good for your kids and your family. You're going to never regret this time. It's so awesome that you were able to get out of the military when you did, so you could be there for your kids. I'm so happy for you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been so great. I'm sure they're probably like sick of me because they see me all the time now, but I don't care. I'm enjoying this time. So I love it.
They're gonna talk about it later. I trust you. They're gonna thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
So and your current projects, of course, you're just doing the real estate and you're working on your master's. So then I guess we can go to rapid fire questions.
Oh goodness, here we go.
I like these. They're fun. Okay, I'm still learning because I only do this once a week. Okay, so we go to okay, here they are. Hopefully I'm doing this right. Yes. What was your proudest military moment?
Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Proudest military moment. Man, there's like a few things. I know this is supposed to be rapid fire, but now I'm just trying to like.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Take your time. We just like to surprise you so that you think of something like that's like the closest to the surface.
Gotcha. Let's see. Proudest military moment. Oh man. Yeah, I'm trying to think which one is best. I feel like I can't pinpoint just like one particular thing. There's been like so many things, but I guess like just to be part of like I've been a part of so many, how do I say this? Experiences, I guess, that has been really eye-opening, just like things, just lots of rescue missions, lots of like life-saving type of things. That's like, I don't know, it's just would always make me like, man, I'm really glad that I'm here. I made a difference. I did something. I saved this person. I, helped with this. And so it just like, to me was just, that was always, something, anytime something like that happened. I guess also just like I would get told by like my subordinates, you know, especially like they always had wonderful things to say about like my leadership, which was awesome. Like it's so sweet of them to say and to hear, you know, especially. But those like little moments like that always like, I don't know, melt in my heart. Just like, oh, thanks guys. Like I love you guys. I'm here for you guys. So it just anytime I would see, yeah, like my subordinates or my peers like thriving, you know, it made me feel really good too. So, but yeah, I don't know. There's just so many different little things. I can't really say like if there's like one true thing. I got several awards while I was in, and all of them, you know, like I feel like was a huge achievement. So like, I don't know. I can't really pinpoint one specific thing, but, maybe a bunch of tiny little ones that, were great. I don't know.
That works. No, that works. So I would say your proudest military moment was a coalition of, I don't know if that's the right word, but the coming together of many events and being a medic. Sounds like you really like being a medic and a leader. So that's cool.
I did. I really enjoyed it. So it was great. It was definitely great to like make an influence like on the younger generations, especially. So, yeah, I thought it was wonderful.
Oh, you had a wonderful experience. I love hearing about it. What's your most embarrassing military moment?
Oh man. Let's see. My most embarrassing. Goodness gracious. I'm trying to think. This is another hard one. I'm trying to think like there wasn't really anything like super embarrassing that happened. There was something that happened when I was stationed, at the time I was stationed in Germany, but it happened off duty. So
That's okay.
It was a friend and I, so we were actually, there was like a group of us, like we used to always do group trips. Like when we were in Germany, we'd travel all over. So it was amazing. But at this time we went to go visit the French Riviera. So we were down in Nice, France, at the time, and they were having the Tour de France was going on. And weirdly enough, none of us were even aware that it was happening at that time. So we were special for that. But we were glad we went when we did, because it was such a cool experience. But we actually got interviewed. So my friend Andrew and I got chosen out of like the millions of people that they could have chosen. They're like, you two, we want to interview you guys. But we had no idea that what, was going on. So, and they captured it on camera. So that was a little embarrassing because they filmed it and everything. We're just asking us Tour de France, questions. And we just felt so dumb about it. We're like, oh goodness gracious. But yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty rough, especially since that was on camera and everything. So that was definitely pretty rough. But as far as like being anything like in the military, like associated with the military, I can't really think of anything, honestly. I'll have to come back to you for that one. I don't know. I don't really have anything.
I think that one counts. That sounds pretty embarrassing. And you were still in the military, even though you're off duty.
Yes,
yeah,
this is true.
We'll count it. That's a pretty good one too. So thanks for sharing that one. And the next one is, and if you think of another one, feel free to go back to it. But for now, if you could be one military leader for a day, who would that be?
Whew. I don't know why I want to say Colin Powell. I don't know why he's like the first person that comes to my head. I thought, even like as a kid, I'm like, he's awesome. He's a great leader. Like, I don't know why, but I just, I guess I would want to be him. I always thought he was really cool, and I love the way he led things even as a kid. So yeah, that's who I'm going to go with, Colin Powell.
Hey, maybe he was your inspiration to join. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's cool. He planted the seed. Right on. What is one lesson or skill you learned that you still use today from the military?
Woo! There's a few things that I've definitely learned from the military. One thing that I still practice is if you're not being on time is huge. And so there's a saying, at least in the Air Force, I don't know if it's like in all the branches, but it's if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. And if you show up on time, then you're late, and so it's just always making sure that I'm ready to rock and roll. When it comes to the appointment time, I try to be ready like at least 15 minutes early. I try to be at places like well in advance, give myself enough time just to make sure, everything's going to go well for that appointment or for work or for whatever it is. But yeah, I would say that, and public speaking. I had to public speak quite a bit in the military. And I was definitely out of my comfort zone. Like, I initially did not ever speak publicly, prior to joining the military. And then you just kind of had to learn it especially as you progress through the ranks and stuff, the more you have to kind of speak publicly. And so I feel like very comfortable doing it now, where before I would definitely, I would have struggled if this was like 20 something years ago, for sure. I'd been like, I don't know, freaking out a little bit, but I feel like that's, I don't know, something I don't mind doing anymore. Not scared of so much anymore. So
It's ingrained. I love that.
yeah.
So this is my favorite. In the zombie apocalypse, what would your weapon of choice be, and what anthem would be playing?
Oh man. I'd probably, I don't know, use an AK-47 or something like, like a nice machine gun or something, to try to get rid of enough zombies. Hopefully that, takes care of that. But let's see, the anthem. I don't know why, but I immediately think of, so have you ever watched Varsity Blues? Have you ever seen that movie? Like, it was like James Van Der Beek, like, it was a long time ago. So it was like early 2000s. It's really a football movie. It's like a high school football movie. But there's a song by, I want to say it's like the Foo Fighters. In there, I don't know if it's like the Foo Fighters, but it's like, I'd have to find it for you, but it's like, I think it's called like Hero, but it's like, I'd have to, hold on. Let me try to find
look it up. Yeah.
I'll play
If you even play a
you.
clip, then that'd be awesome.
Let me see.
Then we can get into the spirit of you with your shooting them all away with this music.
I think it's My Hero. Let's see.
Play it.
Let's see. I don't know. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I guess I could have played it on my computer too. I didn't think of it.
That's okay. I remember that one. That's a good one.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I was thinking it'd probably be this. Nope. Oh yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So it'd probably be that one. I've always loved that song. So
I can see it now. Yeah. Okay, that's the next one. This one's kind of cute. What animal best describes your time in the service?
Oh, that's a good one. So even though I like to be on time to things, I tend to move slowly. So apparently. And so if you were to ask my family, especially, they would say that I would be a sloth. And so I get sloth things from them all the time. Like if it's like my birthday or Christmas, like gag gift, it's always something sloth related. And so I get things done, but I move at a slower pace sometimes. And so, yeah, I feel like, yeah, even in the service, like I tried doing things as efficiently as possible. Maybe not the quickest, but because I always had to make sure, like all my I's were dotted, my T's were crossed, like everything was good to go before I submitted anything, and just wanted to make sure, but I probably could have been a little bit more efficient with some things. I've been a little bit more quicker with something. So I'd probably, sadly, I'd have to say I'd probably be a sloth. So, but, otherwise, I mean, not for all things. Like I used to run. I used to be such a good runner, So like in that aspect, I'd be like, I don't know. I wouldn't say like cheetah or anything like that, but maybe like a fast rooster or chicken or something like that. I don't know. just something like that. But what normal day-to-day life, I was just very, I don't know, go with the flow, sloth-like, I guess. Sad to say, but that's what my family would say, at least.
See, that's a little bit of your embarrassing moment right there too.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, there you go. Could definitely
Overlap.
use that.
So here's the next one. Knowing what you know now, would you do it all over again?
100% I would. Yes, I definitely would. I honestly feel that joining the military was like the best thing I had ever done. At the time, like I was kind of hesitant. It was such a big move, right? So I was like, I don't know, is this really what I want to do? But I'm so glad that I did it. There's so many reasons why. Like I never gotten the experiences that I've gotten, you know, like just even with all the traveling opportunities, the free education, just like everything that's kind of come with it, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, all the camaraderie, like everything about it. It was wonderful. I truly enjoyed my time in the military. I wouldn't have done it any other way. I would 100% do it again. Yeah, definitely loved it.
And this is our last rapid fire question. What words of wisdom would you have for our listeners?
Just let's see. That's a good one. I probably should have prepared a little bit more for that, but just, you know, be yourselves, make sure you're listening to your leaders, have a great mentorship is so important. And I wish I learned that sooner. I wish I had obtain a mentor sooner than I did. Because once you have one, it's just amazing. And I love that they're there for you anytime, really. So just make sure that you get like a really good one, but just enjoy yourselves, really. Like just if joining the military is what you're going to do, just enjoy the experience and just kind of, I don't know, just go with the flow. It's just, yeah, that's all. I don't know what else to say. It's just really just be yourselves and enjoy yourselves.
It sounds good.
Yeah. Take advantage too. Take advantage of all the things. I was going to say, I want to make sure that especially those that want to join the military, or that do and everything, definitely take advantage of everything that's offered to you. I've never seen anything be offered more than like in the military, just all the resources that they have, not only for, the service member themselves, but for, the spouses, their family, like just everyone. And so it's just amazing. Please, like take advantage of all those resources. I wish I did more, honestly. And so there's so many things I'm like, what? I could have done that. They had this available to me. Like, why did I do that? And so just know what you're eligible for. There's so many things out there. So definitely take advantage.
Hey, what are some of the ones you missed out on? Maybe someone else missed it. Let's see if you remember.
I didn't start school forever, and I truly regret that. I got some misinformation, and I thought it had to be done at a certain time, and apparently that was not the case. And so I was like, and then same with like commissioning. I was always interested in actually becoming an officer. But I should have looked more into that. I thought that I don't know, I thought the time had passed, but come to find out I had plenty of time and opportunity to be able to pursue that. So that was just something I was like, man, I wish I had like researched it more. Like I could have actually done something with that, but it's all right. I still enjoy my time regardless. I just want to make sure people look at all the opportunities that they have, and all the resources, but I don't know. I can't think of like another one right now at this moment, but I'm sure it'll come to me, and I'll email that to you too, Misty.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. And don't forget, as a veteran, you have a lot of stuff. I hope you know, this is one I like to share because me and my husband didn't know for the longest time, you don't pay ambulance bills. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
It's a secret. I'm telling you, it's a secret for the rest of your life. You don't have to. And call me offline. I'll tell you how you do it.
Okay. Yeah.
The VA pays for it, but can be a little bit of hoop jumping, but people need to be aware of it because those things are expensive.
So expensive. So yes, I would love that information.
Yeah, I'll share that.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Kasey Slaton. I'm so happy to have you here. And I'm looking forward to interviewing your husband next because I like to do the couples like consecutively, if that's okay, if he's available next weekend. And then all your other family members you told me about. So I'm really excited about it, or his family members. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me. This was so wonderful. Thanks, Misty. Appreciate you.
And in closing, remember, heroes don't wear capes. They wear dog tags.
That's right.
Woohoo! Take
100%.
care.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Have a great one. Bye, everyone.
You served on active duty with purpose. Get that purpose back by joining the Marine Corps League.
Support the Lost Art Project Veterans Voices. Enter our quarterly raffle for a Saddleback Leather Company flight bag. 1 ticket for $10 or 3 for $25. Support veterans. Enter now. Every veteran has a story. Every story is a piece of history. Join the project as we collect, preserve, educate, and inspire. The Lost Art Project. Veterans Voices. Preserving voices. Protecting legacies.